Welcome back to Breaking Down Parish with Noir&Nerdy. We have Khalila, Joy from Brooklyn, and me. Hi, how is everyone? I know it's been a while. Um, I think that we didn't realize that for a good 8 weeks, our whole lives and souls and hearts was put into the ones who live, to the
Yeah.
point that I have been completely exhausted.
Yes. We were just
Uh,
living on that high, and then finally had a moment where it was oh, we had this dream in our head, oh, we'll just need about a week to recover.
Right.
A week to recover. And then everything will be fine from there. We'll just keep charging on through Parish and straight into interview and into Daryl season 2. And we're I'm exhausted. I need a month
We
to
literally
recover.
missed 6 weeks of sleep. We just
Yes,
didn't
we
sleep for
absolutely
6
did.
weeks. I can't even remember I only remember Saturday nights and Sundays from those last 6 weeks. I don't even remember those in between weeks. Monday through Friday is a blur. No idea what happened those weeks. I know what happened on Saturday night though. Know what happened on Sunday.
The only reason I remember the in between days is because we were also writing. And
That's
I
what
just,
I was going to say.
Correct.
yeah.
It was because it would be once we would finish everything on Monday or Tuesday, then it was oh, we have plenty of time until we have to have the next thing out on Sunday, and then next thing would be Friday night, and we'd be oh shit, type faster. Guys, somebody prove me to add more to it, because I don't even know if this makes any sense, because I was just hitting keys at this point.
Well, wait, am I the only one that was falling asleep like this?
Fingers still moving, thumbs still twiddling. It was ridiculous. I would wake up on the spaces and listen to it back and try to figure out where I passed out at. I'm like, oh, okay. They didn't hear me snoring.
Me still doing the spaces is after a couple of minutes, I'll be yeah, I haven't heard from Khalila. She's done. She's gone. She's out for the count. She's out for the count. Kera might be here. If we start talking about Connie, she gonna pop back in.
It's funny because I would be washing dishes or getting the girls ready or whatever. And somebody be like, because we all know that they should have just let Daryl and Connie be together. I'd be like, what? Give me the
phone. Okay. I was that's when you guys would pop in, and I would be oh, okay, good. I could mute. I could go run to the bathroom real quick. Real quick.
But we made it one big blur, because what did we do? I don't know how I didn't get fired, because I'm pretty sure that while I was at work, we were on the phone. And driving home from work, we were on the phone. Got home from work, we was on FaceTime. If we wasn't on FaceTime, we was writing, and we was all seeing each other's words pop up
at the same time. Endless bubbles.
All right, they in there cooking. You know what? I'm gonna get a chance. I'm gonna get in there too. We all be in there cooking today. Ridiculous,
but so much fun.
Yeah,
a blast. Can't wait to do it next year.
And
I'm going to speak it into existence, and nobody's going to stop me, and nobody is going to make me feel delulu. I like being delulu. I'm firmly planted in my delusions that we're getting a season 2, because if I know anything about this network, I know that they know where the money is.
Exactly. Season 2 truthers rise.
Season 2 truth. Someone made a specific GIF that said, "We want season 2." You know, I had to retweet it. A specific GIF that is it was literally with the little GIF in the corner. So that's how I know they got it out of the it's in the GIF section of the Twitter replies. It's an official one, not out of the camera roll, an official one, just in there.
Okay.
So I'm a season 2 truther. I'm out as one. I'm so sorry. I think we're getting one. Even if I
I
have to
need
wait till
AMC.
2027, I'll do it. I can do it.
That's hilarious. I need AMC for real, to listen when we say that there are shows that have gone on for 10 or more seasons, and all these people do is live their lives every day. That's all they do. If you put this out with
Oh,
Rishon,
the way we would watch.
we will watch it.
I would watch it. I would if they did a Big Brother version of them and they just walking around the house doing regular things. I will
Exactly.
watch them watch TV.
Exactly. I'm gonna watch Rick teaching RJ how to use his little hatchet. I'm watching Michonne and Judith do their little sword training together. I'm
Right.
watching them grow tomatoes. I'm watching them visit Carl's grave. I'm
Everything.
watching them rebuild Alexandria brick by brick. Like, I don't care.
I'm, I'm
I'm
watching Rick have an
watching.
attitude with some little boy at the Commonwealth because he think he got a little crush on Judith.
Oh,
I'm
tearing them
watching
up.
it. Tearing him up. Okay.
Tearing up. I'm like,
Crush
I'm
on who?
watching it all. Watching it all. Don't
I'm
care.
watching the birth of the new baby.
Okay.
I'm watching the community come together to
Mm-hmm.
help with the baby.
We
There's
watch it
literally
all of it.
nothing
We
that
don't care.
they that I wouldn't
You can
watch
put
from
a
them.
sprinkle of walkers in the background.
Oh, a sprinkle.
That's it. I don't even
Sprinkle.
care. A
Uh, a
sprinkle.
little bit of scattered gunfire in the back because I know it's not Walking Dead without a little bit of gunfire and zombie moans in the
Yeah.
background. But frankly, it could turn into Home and Garden television for all I care.
I mean, you could show people rolling up to Alexandria Gates and Rick being like, if you don't get the fuck off my lawn.
Not my lord. Absolutely,
Like,
I
oh, not
know we
here.
need it. We need
No,
it.
pull like Michonne did. Oh, you need shelter? Oh, okay, not here. We have a place for
Not
you.
here.
The helicopter is on the way. You just sit out there outside the gates, and the helicopter will be here to pick you up, take you right over to the CRP, because they're taking people in, baby.
Let's go ahead and
Or the
clock out for me
Commonwealth.
and
We could take it to the Commonwealth if you want.
Yeah. You want to go to Pennsylvania or you want to go to Ohio? Your choice.
screaming.
Matter of fact, depending on what your skills are, Portland might take you in also. They need some help over there too.
Right, because Portland was about to get wiped off the map, and they didn't even know it. So they clearly need some
Yeah,
help.
they need some help.
Are you a West Coast lover? Well, we've got the place for you.
That's a place for you. Exactly. I was like, are you in the
Y'all.
grunge? Were you in the grunge before the world fell? We have to help you. Like, let's go. But yeah, everybody in tuned in all this time. They're like, are they gonna talk about Parish? What
Parish?
the fuck? What is happening?
Now we
Well, I
snuck some
felt
Rochelle
like
in. Sorry, so sorry.
we could just have a little chat to explain where the hell we've been
Yeah.
Right.
and why.
And as usual,
We
Rochelle is at the fucking base of it, I guess.
Exactly. Were you
we love
watching the
Parish.
show and the cast, part of the cast is getting to speak Shona, and you're like, oh, deny. Oh, yeah, they're from, oh, yeah. Like, oh, they're in South Africa.
Yep.
Okay. So part of Andy. Like this brings you right back to it somehow. You're like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this is
Insane
not what I was
connect the
supposed to.
dots to insane connect the dots every time. I do not care.
I was like, oh yeah, remember that time at the TCA where Andy, Janai, and Jen Carlo was together? Yeah, there goes. I brought it all right back together.
Mm-hmm. 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 Now I want to say, I'm pretty sure all three of us love Parish, but
Yep.
I am kind of relieved that it's a new show that we could take a little bit of a breather on
Yeah,
before we get back to business.
Right.
yeah, because I would have been a damn Walker by the time if interview had been right after.
A walker is great.
I was like, Walker. I would have been like, I haven't slept in so long, guys. It's like everybody followed me on Twitter and then see when the ones who live ended, and I posted that gif of the woman at the church. The little clip of the woman at the church, and she's like, "I haven't had no sex, but I just switched it to say I hadn't had no sleep." I was like,
Oh,
"Yeah, that was absolutely me." I was like, "Yeah, didn't sleep at all." So it's like, yeah, everybody gets up at 3 a.m. just for no reason. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm a live tweet right now too. Ridiculous.
we had no bounds, but you know what? That was a 6-week event that just there was no sleep to be had, because
Yeah.
and then they had the nerve to start ahead of the show. All of a sudden, boom, red carpet, boom, special. Like, they really were not. Every time we turned around, it was a new event, a new picture, a new photo shoot, a new article, a new
Like, oh, you going back to
podcast interview.
Alexandria? Oh, okay. Oh, we doing that too? Like you said, every time you turn around, that was the thing that was so hilarious about it, that we were just like, where's the stuff? Where's the things? Like, when are
They
you gonna start the marketing and the campaign? And then they were
they
like,
said, "Oh,
oh,
we got you."
every 2 days we got something new that's coming out, and we were like, oh my god, it's so much. It's so much.
And then here come Denai with her reels on the press tour. Like, we were never given a moment. It was so much.
They was like,
Glorious.
"Oh, y'all want to act crazy on the timeline on Twitter?
Y'all want
Where's
to
our
ask where the
stuff? Where's
trailer
our stuff?
is? We got it for you. You said you want to know
Keep
where the
up."
promotion is? Go ahead and look at the Sphere in Vegas real fast. Tell me what you see. I was like, oh,
Exactly.
I see. Okay. Let me be
They were like,
quiet. They got
try
us
to keep up."
on Valentine's Day. At that, they didn't. I was like, oh, is that y'all in Times Square? Oh, okay. Heard y'all. They were not. They didn't come up off our necks. Then not one screening, but two. They absolutely did their big one for that, and they're still tweeting about it. You know what? AMC really they had our back. They did.
Yeah,
Well, you know what? Denai had our back.
exactly.
She had,
It
because
was
that
definitely
episode 1 reunion, that was her.
Yeah, because we're talking about with Parish about how AMC really hasn't promoted this as well,
Now,
and
someone needs
like,
to call me, because
what is going on?
they someone absolutely, like, I have notes, because episode 5 was so crazy, and the way that I heard nothing about it was not nice. I'm glad
Yeah.
that I have an alarm for it,
Mm-hmm.
but I had my post notifications on and everything, and I was ready to, to quote tweet their tweet with, the, yeah, can't wait because it's been getting crazy episode,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing to quote.
Nothing. Okay.
Like,
So,
if y'all needed help, y'all could have let us know or
I
something.
was just about to say,
uh
more than happy to help.
but so, for
Alas.
anybody who's into Parish, we're here to kind of fill in that gap, and who knows if what the future of things are
Right.
with shows and AMC in the future there. So, hey guys, we're available to help you out. You need some interns over there, hit us up. But
Please
but
do. Please do.
again, another thing that takes us right back to Walking Dead. Episode 3 was titled Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
so
Yeah. And they
so
were desperately in need of it by the beginning of this episode.
Oh yes. Oh yes. They didn't keep us waiting. We
Nope.
find out pretty
mhm,
quickly that Horse is alive,
Right.
mhm,
But he is injured. He
but
did get
he's
shot.
extremely injured. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did
yeah,
not get off scot free.
Nope.
mm-mm,
And it's not like they can just go to the hospital,
yeah,
because GSW's got to get reported, all types of police and things.
Right.
Look, I almost air Joy out. Sorry. Oop. Caught myself.
Plus, you also don't know. Horse doesn't know who did this.
Exactly. He doesn't know who's after him, and that's even scarier, to
Yeah.
be ambushed like that and have
Mm-hmm.
no idea who or why.
Mm-hmm. Because like you already know when you're in business, this type of business, like,
Right.
oh, you're gonna have enemies.
Right.
But then when you look into your own family and you're not sure about whether your family is even with you, that makes it even worse. And then the people that you're supposedly allies with in your business, You don't know whether they're after you also. It's just coming from all directions. Then he has this new dude, Parish, who just shows up and he's helping him. So now you're like, are you really with me or did you set this whole thing up?
Right.
So it's just all the different perspectives there. So, you know, we kind of experience that when Gray is trying to tell him, like, I'm going to take you someplace. And he's like, no, you set me up. And he's like,
Right. And
you
I
have
don't
to
blame him
take.
because you just got shot. He's probably panicking. He's in shock.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he's with this new guy. So I get it. But at this point, if he wanted to finish you off, he could have. So you
Mm-hmm.
might as well trust him at this point.
Yeah. So he
My
gets
thing
him
is,
over. No, go
Parish
ahead.
didn't offer the ride, right?
No, he
No.
told him, he
Yeah.
was like, I want you to drive me.
Right. So that's another thing. It's not like he was itching to get you in the car with him. That was
Yeah.
absolutely your idea.
He's
Mm-hmm.
like, my part of the deal to clear Kyle, and I'm ready to go. Like, that's it. Even when he tried to give him the money, and he was just like, nope, I don't want nothing to do with
Mm-hmm.
this. I'm out of here. So that was another thing Horace should have realized too, because he obviously has done the research. He knows that Gray is in a hole with his business and that he could use the money.
Yep.
So the fact that he's passing it over should, denote to him that Gray is not trying to be a part of this shit.
Exactly. He really wants to clean his hands of it because it's clearly a mess.
Yeah. They get him over to Sister Anne.
Sister Anne, who we see that she
Love
is
her.
obviously has some medical training and is able to let me not say begrudgingly, but she clearly doesn't want anything to do with this shit either.
Mm-hmm.
But she is obviously indebted to Parish somehow, and so she's going to give
Wait,
him her help despite not wanting to be involved in whatever it is that Parish is involved in, because I guess she doesn't know much, but
Yeah.
she can infer from her prior experience that it's obviously nothing good.
um,
Now,
sorry, I just wanted to say she's played by Amanda Brugel, and I'm
yeah,
hoping I'm pronouncing her name right. But every time I see her face show up on anything, I'm like, oh yes, like I love her.
Yeah.
yeah, no, yeah, she's eating this roll up. I do love when she comes on this show because her character is really interesting to me. I want
That's
I want the backstory, but it's only 6 episodes, so
But we got like a little bit of
right,
story, which I liked in this because,
Mm-hmm.
when we were talking about this, the character before, we were like, oh, like she could be this badass and blah, blah, blah. And she is, but she is in a
Mm-hmm.
different way than we would have assumed. And I like that there's that level of like, you get a new compassion for her than what you had before.
yeah,
Because you just think like, oh, like, yeah, like maybe she was a part of the crew that was hustling and doing stuff, and then you found like, oh no, she was just a woman who was abused,
yeah,
lost her child because
mm,
of being assaulted, because of DV, and then Gray threatened her dude and was like, yeah, and got her out of the situation that she was in, and you're just like, oh my god, like, okay, like, yeah, this was somebody that needed to be saved, and
yeah.
now she found strength in this new place that she's found her life in, and she's been using that strength to
Right, she found the
help.
Lord, right?
Yeah, and she's
Okay.
trying to help, Gray find that same
Mm.
level of peace with his son being gone now.
Whew. Right.
And then she's trying to tell Horace, like, look, Gray is somebody you could trust
Yeah.
because he didn't have to do this for me, just like the same way you're being skeptical about him, why he would do this for you. And she's like, he didn't know me either, but he did that for me. So that tells you what type of person he is.
And I mean, his son is there too, so it's like at least this man didn't die with his son there, because that also would have been crazy. And that's also another thing that should I don't know if the horse would know that Gray probably wouldn't put Luke in danger, but they may not know I feel like they know his background, but they may not know about his son to that degree. Or no, I feel like they do.
Yeah,
I
But
feel
Horace.
like we
but
want.
Luke being there is even more points to the fact that Gray didn't have anything to do with that setup because
Mhm.
is it a spoiler if we talk about who sent the people? for the
Yeah, I
horse?
think at this point.
We're not gonna say who yet, but I mean it's
Okay.
clearly a setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And clearly it would have to be someone close to one or both men in the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So my notes have skipped to the next scene where all I wrote was, Parish, having a teenage girl around is not conducive to keeping secrets of any
I,
kind.
yeah, because she's gonna clock your tea immediately. I don't know why he thought.
Immediately. Sorry.
I think because of what a lot of parents do, they make this assumption like when your kids are little, like, oh, they don't pay attention, they don't know what's going on. Like they
Right.
may not understand the full gravity of a circumstance, but they see it, and then they hold on to those pieces of things that they don't understand more when they're younger, and then when they get older, then those things they start to connect dots
Yeah.
when they get a little more maturity, and then they're able to look back and say, wait, that's weird, like that's weird. And specifically when it comes to Ray, Rose, and Mac, like she's witnessed all of the things that their family went through before her brother passed away and after. So she has like a bird's eye view to all of that, and they're not realizing that she sees all of these things, and just because she probably didn't speak about them before, but now she has no reason not to speak about what she sees. She's going to question things. She's going to bring them up, and they're going to be shocked. Like, oh my God, you noticed all of this whole
You
time?
saw that?
Yes. Like,
Like she's
yes.
not alive in that house. Also, like they a lot of people, a lot of adults like forget that sometimes their kids are conscious beings and they hear and see. Like they'll forget. Like you are speaking English like me. I heard y'all. I
Mm-hmm.
saw that.
You pride yourselves on raising an intelligent human being, yet you think they can't
Right.
see
I'm
what's right
perceptive.
in
I
front of
can
them.
read your body language.
Yeah.
Okay, that green dress on Shamiso.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
What
Yes.
is happening?
Yeah.
Stop it. We are not supposed to like you. Stop it.
That's what I feel like about. I feel that about Horace, and I feel that about Shamiso. Like,
Mm.
I'm not supposed to like these characters, and mostly I don't. But also, there's a part that's still rooting for them
Yeah.
to be better. And one of the other episodes later on, even though I kind of sensed this was where it was going anyway, but they're kind of reasoning for why they do what they do,
Mm-hmm.
and you grasp that understanding when you look at it, but you're also like, it's still despicable what you're doing. It's like whatever you're putting together in your head is your story as to why, like, this will be okay in the long run, me doing this. But right then you're just like, yeah, this is terrible. This is terrible.
And I don't know. It's the thing that gives me the biggest hesitation going all the way with like liking Shamiso because
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
she's still okay with it.
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of like,
And it's not even anything that's in a gray area. Like it's wrong.
mm-hmm.
Right.
It's kind of like, it makes me think, like, what I immediately thought about Shamizo's character from the beginning was like, she grows up in a place that the patriarchy is in full effect. You're the only girl child, we're assuming,
Mm.
and you have an older brother, younger brother. Those are automatically going to be the two fighting for the heir
Right.
to the throne, and now you have to figure out, who do you back, who do you not back, but you're also going to have a little bit of hostility about why aren't you being chosen either.
Right. Why aren't you in the running for this?
Yeah.
Which.
Especially when you're the one that seems to be the most level-headed,
Mm-hmm.
the most one that's sure, the one is the most dependable, but you can't be chosen only because you have the wrong genitalia. Like, it doesn't make any
Ridiculous.
sense. So that's what you're like, damn, like I see where she comes from when she's trapped in this position, but then also like, oh no, you still don't need to be, you don't need to be involved, deeper involved in this type of business anyway.
Because to be real, she could have came over to the United States where her brothers and then left those motherfuckers where they were and went and had a life of her own. Like, it's not
Yep.
that difficult.
Nope.
Hmm.
She definitely could have. So she wants to be a part of this to some degree, and
Mm-hmm.
she
Because she still wants to prove to like the
prove
father
herself
that,
to her
to
dad. Yeah,
Baba, that she's capable of doing these things, and she's the
exactly. That
one
she's
who's
the
the
best of
smart
the
one, and
three,
yeah.
and that he should actually, what would they say, bet on her actually to take
Hmm.
over for him because, and she's not wrong, but
But
what
also you're like, not this business, like.
right? This is
but
not the
but you
business to
know what
fight
the
for.
thing then is too, even if she has a softer part to her that doesn't want to do these things, she knows she absolutely can't show that to her father,
Right.
because that's the way that he's going to say, that's exactly why I'm not going to give it to you, because you don't have the balls to pull off these type of things without your womanness getting in the way, your compassion getting in the way.
Ugh.
So that's a way
Yeah.
of him keeping her in the position. But the father's done an amazing job of like what parents who are like this do. You have all your kids fighting against each other all the time, because you never want them to ever form together and realize that you're the obstacle for all of them. So you keep them fighting each other the whole time. So that's what the father's been doing.
He's actually dead wrong for letting them duke it out like this because he knows exactly what he's doing. He dead wrong for this. He because
Like,
But yeah,
it
but
seems
that's
like
the way he keeps them from usurping him.
hmm. Yep.
Because if the kids
Keep them
come
all fighting each
together,
other.
yeah, then they don't need him. He's an older man at this point. Like, what's the point? They don't need him anymore in this, and they're more Americanized than he is, so they're gonna be able to connect in that area more than he has. He has to keep them fighting amongst themselves so that he can have the control. And then he, like, we see, that's not on, we don't see, like, we see it on another episode, but we're gonna get to the other episode. But like, subtly undermining them all the time.
He is because some
Oh
people can't let go
yeah.
of that
Oh, you
power.
know what made me think too? One of the things I forgot to, the scene when Gray is at the church
Mm.
and he's with Luke and he's talking about and Luke says that him and his mother used to pray together. Where's his mother? That's what
Right.
I want to know.
right.
Where is she at? Cause
Yes.
suspicious.
Where is this child's
Where is this
mother?
woman at?
And he didn't say it like in a past tense way, like, oh, like she's passed type of way. He just said like, oh, like my mom and I would pray that, but he didn't say it in a way that was like, oh, my mom has passed away. It was just kind of like a, like, oh, she's just not here.
Yeah.
So it's like, where's your mother?
Where the hell is his mother?
That's actually it's a really good question because that man has not uttered a word about anybody's mother. So
Mm-hmm. So I'm like, where's this child's mother at? And how did you take this child away from her? What's the whole situation? Like, I want to know that
right, because
situation.
she was clearly around him when he had like a memory,
Mm-hmm.
so past a certain age. So he remembers her. He spent time with her. What happened?
Yeah.
Yikes.
And is she American?
Mm. Mm.
Hmm.
Like,
That's actually a good question. Sorry, I'm pondering.
yeah,
Right.
so we got to figure that out and see what the hell is going on there, because that's a whole story. That's a whole story right there. So,
Okay. Zenzo.
Mm. Not sighs and laughter.
So, like, I mean, I know that he doesn't know that this is going on, but I'm just like, so why your brother is bleeding out in the middle of a cemetery? You just at home chilling.
because he's like, oh, serves him right. He thinks that he knows better than me. Baba thinks that he's smarter than me. Why? Well, then I'll just let him go out there and flounder,
Yeah.
and then,
You
when
are
he
the
comes
head of
back,
security, sir.
yeah, when he comes back, he'll be back with his tail tucked between his legs, and then I'll be able to laugh in his face. And I was like, what is your problem?
Right. Clearly, he feels the way.
Yeah. But
I'm,
again,
I
remember,
wanted,
the father has them all against each other. So specifically when you know the oldest son is usually the one who inherits, you're driving a wedge between your sons when you pick the younger one to be the leader. Like you
and
Mm.
already
then
know
you
what you're
make,
starting at.
Yeah, obviously that's a crazy snub. Absolutely.
and then you make the brother that hates him head of security. I'm
Like
so confused.
very shady,
But that's why I
very
said is the
underhanded.
father always does these little things with the siblings that undermines them and makes it feel like, but instead of them saying, oh, this is our father who's doing this to us, they've already been instilled so deeply with wanting to please him that they ignore the fact that he's the one who's setting them up. So they blame it on one of the other siblings in some way. Like, oh, if it wasn't for you being so soft, then, you know, Baba wouldn't make me the head of security.
Mm-hmm.
But you're also a hothead that can't control yourself, so that's why you can't run the business.
Mm-hmm.
You both can't control yourselves, so I do the delicate work that needs to be done in the background. So they're all like playing a different thing that their father got set up against them. It's just crazy. When you're just like, would you all just realize like your father is the one who's causing all this conflict between you and just team up?
And I
But
was just about to
also,
say the three of y'all need to absolutely link up and tell him to
yeah.
either make a choice or because he's causing division purposely between the three of them, which at the end of the day is going to bite all of them in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
Puts them all at risk, makes them all weaker, and I'm not understanding why he's basically imploding his family from the inside like that to
Because he
hold
was.
on to
That's the only
power
way
for
he
X
can
amount
keep
of
the
days
control.
longer.
That's the only way he can keep his standing and keep his control over them. And then
Mm.
whatever business dealings that other business dealings he has, this is how he keeps them from taking over and then pushing him out. He's an old man at this point, you know, so now he's nervous also that, especially with the sons, that one of them they're going to step to him. And you're not a young virile man anymore that can handle your sons if they come and step to you. So you got to find a new strategy to keep them under control. So that's what he found.
They also don't realize that they got their jobs, and then Baba said, "All right, Shamiso, now go make sure these idiots don't screw up my business."
Mm-hmm. Yep. They just all missing all the pieces because they're all still begging for their father's approval. And again, where's their mother? Where's the mothers? Where's their mothers?
Right.
Where
They're
are the
allergic to mothers on
mothers?
this show.
Like, Shamiso, I'm scared, girl. Don't have a child because we might not
Please,
see
you
you
will
ever.
Right.
We might not see you ever again. Because where are the mothers? What is happening?
Don't even make. That's why all the men got attitudes. Where the? I'm confused.
Like, where are the mothers?
Speaking of
So,
mothers, what the actual fuck is wrong with Colin's ex-girlfriend?
Yo.
she said, I'm not waiting for you for 17 years. But I'm like, you gonna get with his identical twin
I
brother?
did.
She like what she like, I guess. She said,
I'm gonna
you know
admit.
what? This is the better version of you. This one, he got a job, a car, a house. He ain't been to jail. Like, why am I going to pick you? I'm going to pick the version of you that's better. So I'm honestly, I can't be mad at her.
I'm gonna admit. What she got is what so many women wish would happen. Is like this version can just fall off the face of the planet and be replaced
Mm-hmm.
by a normal human with a job and responsibilities and a little
Mm-hmm.
romance sprinkled in there somewhere. Throw a little nerdy in. Give me something. Get rid of that other one though. But no, okay. I'm gonna admit, when he walked up to her and then his brother turned around, I busted out laughing. Busted out laughing. It's not a funny situation. I really did feel sorry for Colin, and I really did feel like she is a fucked up individual, and what is wrong with you? And yes, I get it, but what is wrong with you? You don't do that. Stop it.
I was like, Hey, you out here doing dirt and stuff, and you got dirt done back to you. I'm not even mad at you. I'm not even mad. I'm like, hey, that's what happens. That's what happens. But he just killed me too because he was just like, he really had in his head like he was gonna come back and he was gonna get his woman back. And when she got out that car, he saw that back. He said, "Oh my god!" He was stressed. He was like, "Oh my god!" Like not
And the
only
thing is,
like that was the thing that's funny about it too was like he's like, "Oh, you know, like her banging my brother this whole time I've been locked up. I can deal with that." But then when he saw she was pregnant, he was like, "Oh my god!" Like she's really having a life with him.
and he's the dumb one in this situation because she truly didn't need to get over her feelings for Colin. She didn't need to go through like a mourning period. She didn't need to go through all that stuff because her brain is looking at the man that she was in love with, except he's just a whole better version.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like he's not realizing that like her love for you is really her love for Colin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when did she get over it? When? When she decided to have a baby by somebody that is the DNA identical
Mm-hmm.
of him.
Yep. I was like, okay, man. But you
Lady,
know what, Colin, you got some shit with you, so I can't
oh,
really be
most
that
definitely.
sorrowful for
Colin
him.
need to go see the lady, and that ex of his definitely
Oh.
need to go, and she need to take her new boo with her because they all crazy as hell. They all need to go.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to say this was a mild episode of Parish, and I also want to say that there are no mild episodes of Parish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely when you
Okay.
watch the other episodes. When you watch this episode, you're like, oh my god, like, oh, so much stuff going on. But then when you watch the following episodes, you're like, oh, that was a they were giving us a breath right there to get ready for all that was coming. Um, but yeah, oh, when you were talking about with Mac and Rose, that was another piece of the clue that a piece of the story that I was missing too because you know the first episode we see Gray go to the business and his partner is like, hey, like talk to me about stuff. And he's like, I'm not talking to you about nothing. So we finally get Rose and Mac go there to talk to him. And he's like, I don't know what nothing is. We're like, damn, this man is really just Gray really just got him blowing in the wind. He doesn't know what's going on with the business, whether they're going to get a loan, whether they're going to be saved, which is unfair to him because he's like, he has bills and responsibilities also. The banks are calling him also. Like the business is going under him also. And Gray is just like, I'm not having no conversations with you. So it's like, what type of damn business relationship is this? You guys don't even talk about anything.
And now you
Gray
about to almost said something. Almost said something. You got me all fired up, and I was about to be like, and
and another thing. But
yeah,
it
no,
kind of
it's
still goes to like with whose Gray's personality is so much of him hiding who he was
Mm.
from everybody because this whole thing is happening and you don't call your wife, you don't call home and say, hey, anything like you know your car was smashed up and you don't call and say, hey, nothing. Like you just like, oh, they'll be fine. Like again, it's like the same thing like with kids that he thinks like, oh, Mac doesn't realize what's going on. So Rose must not understand what's going on either. And they're fine. As long as I don't talk about or bring certain things up around them, they just will continue to be oblivious to them. Or they'll pretend like they don't know just so I can have a piece of solitude for myself. It's like, Gray, that's not gonna work.
No.
That's not gonna work, baby.
then let's see. You got Rose running around looking for Parish. Colin getting drunk over his ridiculous life. Sister Anne then got in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Now,
It,
now the damn Marine then came in there looking for horse and what you call it together at the damn church. I'm like, this is exactly what Sister Ann was trying to avoid, and here they come with a hoorah nonsense. I'm like, you really just gonna take orders from Anton about doing this thing, going after this man, when you're like a veteran, like you have like things to lose. Like, what is wrong with you? But whatever. So they sneak in there. Well, the dude sneaks in there, Parish. And oh, matter of fact, no, it's Sister Ann that gets the drop on him because him and Parish start fighting. But then isn't it Sister Ann hits him on the head or something?
I
And throws
forgot.
him
Yeah,
out?
she does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Because yeah,
I was
Horace
sitting here.
was like, Horace, sit down, please. You're bleeding. What are you doing?
I actually wrote down. I want to just slap Horace and tell him to lay down and shut the hell up.
Because why are you peeking through the window? That's the thing to set the whole fight off. You peeking through
Please.
the window when you know full well you're not ready to fight if that man came through the door. Sit down. Because I'm
You was
sure.
better off acting like a corpse.
Exactly. Pretend you was already dead. No,
What are you
go.
doing?
So
Then,
blow up the damn church. Now, how the hell are we gonna get this cleaned up and fixed?
They're
and
always in a
done got
pickle
sick
over
of
disposal.
everybody's shit. Parish, you done messed up. It's probably not a messed up friendship, but you definitely done pissed Sister Ann off for the likes of
Definitely.
Horse.
Got her in this bullshit.
Because now she got to worry about who's coming in there and stuff. It did hurt me though when she told Gray like, yeah, like we're like done, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
damn.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
He done
Like
burnt
I
the
understand
bridge.
what she's saying because
Yeah.
she can't put his piece above hers.
Right. And there's a bunch of babies in there at that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Sorry, Gray. She's not wrong.
Yeah, she's
Mm-hmm.
wrong. I was just like, damn.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the coin, um, they've brought in possibly my favorite word ever said on national television ever. And I'll give it to you in the form of a question. Are you the Impimpi? We've been saying Impimpi in my house for weeks now.
I'm not gonna lie, that word has been stuck in my head all day, and I've been not saying it because once I say it out loud, it's over.
It's over. It's
But I've been
over.
saying it in my head all day.
And like I said it out loud because when I was taking my notes, I'm like, did they say Impippi? And then I like
It
went
means
back to
mole,
see the,
right?
huh?
It means mole, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Snitch, mole, rat, all that good
Yikes.
stuff. But then I went back to see the spelling and I'm like, oh, Impimpi. And as soon as I said it, it was over after that.
Stuck.
Like it's sunk.
It was out.
Everybody was a damn Impimpi. Everybody.
Oh Lord.
Who knew? I thought I only got my catchphrases from The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah.
So then we got Shamiso taking care of business. She done cursed Zenzo out like you stupid idiot. Luke is with him, and you sitting over here with your thumb up your ass.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess a woman has to go do the head of security's job as usual. They out there pouring gasoline on people's heads. Don't play with her.
Drowning people in hot tubs.
Half drowning them in hot tubs. Don't play with Shamiso. She laid it down when she put that green dress on. Stop playing.
I'm like, don't make me stand.
It was like, let me put on my money green dress, baby. Cause
For
they don't
real.
know.
Okay, so they don't find Horse. He just, waltzes in the door.
Mm-hmm.
Hours later.
Yep.
Very angry, as I would be, as he should be.
Like, oh, so y'all was just on here chilling. Nobody was looking for me. Like, nobody was looking for me, huh? Wow. Like, damn. Tell me how you really feel. Like, Nobody was looking for me. Y'all all in here eating dinner? Are you eating stew right now? Like, what is happening?
I would have started smacking forks and spoons out of people's hands and shit. Hell is wrong with y'all? I knocked this whole damn table. I snatched this.
That's why I was like, yo, this is crazy. You get back there. Everybody's like, oh my God. Oh, hey.
Nope.
Hey.
I'm slapping
Back.
everybody. Y'all ever seen that video where somebody gets slapped? The person's like, "Hey, you can't do that," and he slaps her too. And the next person that run up slap everybody in the video. That would have been me walking in the house, hurt and all, slapping everybody because what is
Everybody.
wrong with y'all?
I was just like, okay.
And not
Just
because I got shot, but because Luke was with me and y'all chilling like he
y'all
ain't
chilling.
missing.
Like, all right, whatever.
Not them relaxing when they're supposed to be on high alert.
Exactly. This should
Like,
have been
oh,
a
okay,
this should have been like a 3-4 block radius that we shouldn't have been able to drive into because you should have had this thing on lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that I was just able to roll up to the back door and
and
knock
made
on
it
the
in
gate,
the door.
Right.
it's crazy. I was like, what is going on around here? But then again, that just puts questions about his family further into his head. It's like, oh, okay, so they just were gonna move on without me. Head of security, you wasn't securing nothing. What the hell's going on? And poor Gray is just like,
Electricity.
he's just like, okay, I can. This is over, and I'm just gonna go home. Call, drive me, and let's go. Let's go. But the conversation that him and Colin have, the conversation we all been wanting to have.
Mm.
Do I trust you? Am I supposed to trust you? Because I've been you living my life this whole time without being involved in all this shit. And the minute you get back, and now I'm in many layers of shit. You brought me in, but now you've comfortably disappeared, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the only reason you show back up is because I call you back up and be like, hey, can you come help me with this thing? You brought this
Mm-hmm.
to me. Why am I doing the heavy lifting? So, yeah, that's what we had to ask Colin. He was like, yo, did you set me up? You got something to do with this? Did you have something to do with this stuff? He's like, of course I would never, Gray. I
And I
did a
hate it when he
bid for
acts like that
you.
because he has this attitude like everyone should just have the utmost trust in him, and it's like, Colin, please don't pretend like you don't know who and what you are
Thank you.
and what we should and shouldn't expect from you.
That's the thing that kills me about him is just that, like you said, he has this like, oh my God, that hurt my feelings that you guys didn't believe me. And it's like, why would anybody believe you? There's that level of like, yeah, he did do a bid and he didn't say anything that
Yeah.
whole time.
Right.
But it's also, or did you not say anything that whole time because you just didn't want to get labeled as a snitch?
Right.
Or was it truly out of loyalty? That's
Right.
the
Mm-hmm.
thing that you're trying
Have
to
you been
figure out with
plotting your
Colin.
revenge this whole time?
Thank you. Because,
That's a
sometimes when
long
people
time to
get
plot.
locked up, sometimes when people get locked up, they get into that place where it's like, it's more comfortable for them to be there because they understand that world more than outside. So Colin could have absolutely fallen into that while he's locked up. Like, he's used to that life. That made more sense for him. Because obviously,
Mm-hmm.
he got involved in shit while he was in prison. And that's why when he finally got out, he had to call Gray up because, hey, I done gotten some stuff while I was still locked up, and yeah, now I'm trying to work my way out. Like, okay, here we go, Colin. But then, yeah.
I wonder what or who his wife. Let me stop saying his wife. Rose. Who Rose thinks Colin like is?
Mm-hmm.
Because we know she knows who he is just from being around him. But like, if she doesn't know about the business, then who does she think Colin is?
Mm-hmm. I kind of feel like with Rose that there's always been like a don't ask, don't tell type of thing. Like, she knows that Gray was in some stuff, but she's not going to ask fully about it because then she has, like, oh, I'm gonna step away from it. Like, I don't know anything about that part of his life and what he did before. I know about his friend Colin, but I can just kind of remove myself from like, oh no, I'm not with a guy who would do certain types of things, because that's the thing that I think would bring up for her or anybody else, that once the person you're with confesses that they were a part of whatever lifestyle or whatever criminal past or whatever, then you then start to question, okay, well, what was your extent in it? How far did you go when you were in that business? And so for her, it allows her to not have to ask those questions, because she could just say like, oh, okay, well, and then she can put it off on Colin also. That makes it easy for her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, it's not Gray, because I've been married to Gray and I've been with him all these years, and he's an upstanding family man and he's raised our kids and he's a good husband and blah blah blah. But his friends, his past life is the thing that could bring him down. So she doesn't have to put anything on Gray. It's all
Mm-hmm.
about what other people's influence can make Gray do. So an easy way out, which ends up coming right to their doorstep, and she's not able to ignore it.
Yep.
Because end of the episode, Gray, like I said, all of this is going down, and you just said, I'm just going to stroll back up to my house. I was like, what?
Like,
Stroll back up. I wasn't involved in none of this stuff. It was no shootouts. My car is not smashed. It was found on the side of the road. I don't think the cops have been showing up at my house since episode 1, but I don't think the cops are there. Like, I think everything is fine. I'll just walk in, everything will be fine. And then, of course, we get there, and dude's holding the wife and daughter hostage, waiting for him to come home. So I think, this was our first glimpse of Anton.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we finally see who
Right.
Anton is, because we had
Mm-hmm.
heard the name, and we're like, not only that, then we also find out that they had a past. So
Mm-hmm.
like,
Messy.
like, oh my god.
Why the hell does Parish know everybody? How does this man know every fucking person that they come across in this world? Every time they meet somebody and it's like, oh, this is Parish, and it's somebody got recognition on their face. Why?
I was like, because he was that guy before, apparently. Because I'm like, 16, 17 years you've been out the game, and people still like, Parish? Gray Parish?
Right.
Like, what was you doing?
Right. What were you doing?
Because you like, oh, you was
Your
just a
name is in
driver.
these
No,
streets.
you was in the streets, because if your name is still ringing bells 17 years after you sat down and handed your book in, no.
You done did some things.
Yeah. So
You was more than just a driver, sir. Or you was a heck of a driver.
Mm-hmm.
They was acting like he was Keanu Reeves in those movies. I hate that I said those movies because I've seen all of them, but my brain is...
John Wick.
Yes, John Wick. Okay, yeah, so that's how episode 3 ended. And it probably didn't sound like a mild episode, but if you've been watching along with Parish, believe me, it was a mild Parish episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even the jackass at the end, still a mild episode. Then we go into episode 4, and they start us off.
What's the title?
Yes, sorry. What's the title? Wait. Oh my god! And I didn't do the.
Your favorite new
word.
Second.
Impimpi?
Yes.
Please, no. We have to limit the use of the word if we're gonna make it through without cracking up, because I die every time. It's my new favorite word.
Your new favorite word.
Wait, I'm mad that on video everybody's about to see me get so excited about this word.
They were like, did she really get excited about that word? Like, okay, all right, man. But
wait. Sorry, I was supposed to get the director and stuff, which takes just a little bit longer because I gotta find the Wikipedia page. Okay. Episode 3 was directed by Laura Belzy, and episode 4 was actually also directed by her.
Okay.
And episode 3 was written by Ashley Cardiff and Theo Travers. And then episode 4 is written by J. David Shanks and Matt Wheeler. So, episode 4 starts us off with a flashback from 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to do a little math. I'm like, okay, so 7 years ago, he'd been out of the game already for 12 years. And I'm like, that math isn't mathing because he said he was only gone for 16 years, and that is 19 in my brain.
I'm crying.
That's what I was saying. Wait, I thought he was only out for 17 years.
Right. So I was a little bit confused at that. I don't know if maybe it was just an error, or maybe I should go back and make sure I wrote it down right. But like when it flashed up on the screen and then somebody said something about him being gone for 12 years, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
no, that doesn't add up. But
Okay.
it maybe some people thought he was out of the game and others didn't. Like, I feel like that's something that you can't just dive right out of. You have to kind of
Yeah.
ease your way out of it. So maybe that's what was going on.
Because, yeah, you're going to have to close up. Because
Yeah.
whatever business, that type of business that you're in, like, nobody's just going to let you walk away that smooth. Like, you decide you're done because you're in love and you want to start a family and stuff. But other people are like, that's cute.
Right.
One, they're not going to believe that you're really going to be able to keep with it. Two, they're going to say there's business dealings you were already involved in. You need to close those up first. And then you're also going to have, like we see with this conversation with Anton, like you're still going to have people coming to you saying, hey, what about this one last job? What about this one last job? You need money to start the business that's going to be there to, to grow your family. I can help you with that. Do this one last job. So that could, like you said, that could explain any overlap that there might have been the time framing of when he actually got out all the way.
Anton's actually annoying because, bruh, whether it's 16 years, 17 years, or 19 years, don't come up in my house and kidnap within our own home my family
Right.
because you wanted me to do one last job 100 years ago, and now I came in for one last job.
Right. Not exactly that.
He's really stressed. He's like, 7 years ago, I came to you to do a job, and you told me you was out, and now I found out you doing a job.
He was pressed.
Like,
And you didn't. Nobody called and told me nothing. I know
ridiculous.
he was heated.
So he's supposed to pull out the yellow pages and be like, oh, hey, Anton, remember when we had seen each other back in 19 whatever, 20, what, I don't give a damn what year it was. I just wanted to let you know that even though this ain't none of your damn business, I'm about to do a job.
I'm about to do a job. I'm only doing a job because I'm trying to help Colin. Why am I telling you all of that? What is this? Why is this your business? Because again, at this point when he got into it, he don't know that all of these pieces are connected to each other. He just think he's getting Colin out of another stupid situation he's gotten himself into. He doesn't know the extent of everything. So I'm definitely not gonna call up my old boss and be like, hey, guess what? I'm moonlighting again. But just only for one night though. But let me call you back. Guess what, guys? Yeah, the one night it turned into like a week thing, and so like, what am I calling you up to tell you that for?
So I'm gonna give my notice at this job and move to a whole nother state. And then when I get a job in the same industry, I'm gonna call, hey, old boss, I just wanted to let you know.
I was like, the entitlement, like, oh, that you come back into the thing, like you belong to me, type of thing. It was like annoying. You know what? That's what else is annoying about Anton's character. He has this smug bravado about him that seems completely like it feels like he didn't attain it by doing anything himself. Like he
Right.
just stepped into someone else's shoes that was vacated, and he just like, ooh, like, oh, I'm here now. And it's like, you're
Mm-hmm.
not giving me like that you're the bad guy that was willing to get his hands dirty or do anything. Like, why are you here? But I'm supposed
To
to be
get on my
intimidated by
damn
you.
nerves
But I'm supposed to be intimidated by you. I'm not. I'm very
at
much not.
all.
So keep spiking your ears.
Um, is it like is it's not the same vibe as episode 3. Sorry if you hear the cars going by, but I still feel like it was mildish for like at least the first half of the episode
Mm-hmm.
because we were still kind of finishing things up from the end of episode 3, and it kind of spilled over.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like Anton and Gray's conversation continues into the beginning of episode 4 as well, right?
Yeah, because it goes back to them talking in the house.
Mm-hmm.
It
Okay.
goes back to present day and them having a conversation, and they go into the backyard. And again, he's still trying to threaten Gray and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't believe any. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
like, all right, sir, whatever it is. But we know, obviously, for Gray, like, he's in a situation where his family is there, and this is a part of his life that he didn't want to ever collide with his home. And so now he knows also the power that Anton has behind him, backing him. And so he's trying to figure out, okay, now how the hell do I get out of this? Because me thinking I'm doing the right thing by saving Horace, because I'm not going to let this let this man die in front of his child, which would also effectively probably get me killed also. Like, I'm in the heat of the moment in that situation. Now I find out that, oh, the old bad guy that I used to be involved with, he's upset because he was the one who was trying to kill him. So now I'm in between a rock and a hard place.
Well, yeah.
So now we have to see Gray kind of like, what do I do in this situation? Do I go back on what I kind of told Horace, that I was someone that could be trusted to save my family, or do I try to find some way to double cross Anton and get my family out of the situation, but keep my word to Horace at the same time? And is it even worth it to keep my word to either one of them at this point?
Mm-hmm. Oh, have I mentioned that Anton is annoying?
Very much so.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I can't stand that man in this episode. Okay, so Gray has to go and do his little job to make sure that his family is okay at home. While in the meantime, they now have to sit and be prisoners in their own home with these two freaking weirdo strangers
Ugh.
Mhm.
that
This.
nobody trusts alone with women. And why are they?
Thank
Like,
you.
Why are they even here?
right. I don't, I'm so, just that whole
You couldn't
thing. Just,
find like the most unsavory of criminals.
and
Ridiculous.
then, um, what was Horse doing?
Is
Oh,
it?
cursing everybody out at home.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Isn't Horace having a full on breakdown, spitting all over the damn place while he's talking? I was like, sir, cannot be conducive with you healing. Like, you need to calm down. You're gonna pop a stitch, and it's gonna be a problem. So you need to have a seat. He's like, they tried to kill my son again. When you put yourself into a line of work that puts yourself at jeopardy, it also does the same thing for your family. Why are you not getting about that, Horse? Like, you literally have your son running around the house that you use to do your business, your dirty business out of.
Why is that boy not with his mother? Because he sure don't belong in that house.
At
That's
all.
what I'm like, because remember when he's like, when on episode 2, when he goes to drive, he's like, oh, let's drive him home. I'm like, why is this child even here? Why does he come here? Why does he come here?
None of it
I don't
makes
get it.
any sense. Yeah,
I don't get it. I
they're
don't get
so
it.
backwards.
Like, why is this
It's
child
like
here?
at the surface, they do things to make you root for Horace, to make you root for Shamiso, even at times to make you root for Colin. And then it's like when you when you look at the overall storyline and everything that's happening and what they're doing on a daily basis, fuck all these people.
Yeah.
Including Horace. Even though for the most part, every time he cursed somebody out, I'll be like, that's right. Tell him. Get on my damn nerves. I'll be like, curse them out. Wrong with them. Okay, so did y'all find it interesting that his weapon of choice was wire or rope or whatever the fuck it was? I'm like,
that was crazy.
Yeah.
Of all things?
That was so
I can't
savage.
take no gun up in there.
Shout out to Michonne, who took old girl out in the room the same way with
The same way.
That was like, that's a really wild way to take somebody out of all things. Like that's a lot.
Like I was thinking about it like, oh, I probably would have went through all the possible ways, and when that one popped up, I would have been like, nope, that's ridiculous, and moved on. And this fool really pulled his wire out. I was like, wait a minute. Is he a true blue psychopath?
And again, it's like for like that to just jump in your head so smooth and easy. It's like, what were you doing back in the day? Again, we saw him dump a body real smooth and easy then too. Like, oh yeah, we just wrap it up, carry it out, throw it in the thing, no problem. Take it out to the old Six Flags. Like what? Like,
and then I don't know. I just feel like even hurt Horace was gonna put up a fight. How was you getting out of that house, sir?
But remember, that's what I guess he kind of figured he wasn't going to get out of the house because remember he calls Colin beforehand and tells Colin like, "Hey, there's a secret stash in the office. You take that and get Rose and Mac away as far as you can." Again, showing us that he trusts Colin, even though we're like,
right,
like Colin. Oh, I would ask you, but also I would have put your head through a wall. Because you show up and conveniently all of this nonsense starts happening. Like,
right.
Don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it, Colin.
So I'm a little bit fuzzy on he misses his opportunity to kill Horace. Thank goodness, in my opinion.
I was going to say, too, that that's the thing that shocked me about it because I was like, oh, he was really going to kill Horace.
Right. I was like, wait, is he like he really pulled his murder kit out, which was just a wire, but still.
I was like, wow, he was really going to kill him. But again, he's like, for his family. He's like, you got to save his family. He's not going to put nobody above that. He's already lost one child. He's not doing that again. And if he got to go back on what he said to this man, that's just what he got to do.
And I think in that situation, there's certain people that may, have hesitated, thought about it, didn't know what to do, agonized over it, blah, blah, blah. He already lost somebody, and it was very recently. So I think even if they would have said, go kill Colin, he would have been like, well, brother.
Exactly. He'd be like, damn.
You got to go sometime.
He'd be like, well, figure it out. He's like, I'm going to shed a little tear on it or whatever, but you got to go. Gotta go.
So did they interrupt them to get down to the business of figuring out who set Horace up? Was that the interruption?
I'm trying to remember. Somebody came in the room. Who was it that came in the room? I can't remember who was it that came in the room. Because I remember that it was kind of like a little ominous thing because of the Baba's picture up on the wall. And isn't it Zenzo that comes in here?
Yeah, see, that's what I think, because Horse curses
Zenzo comes in
out.
because he's like, he knows who the Impimpi is.
Yes. And I was thinking, Horse curses him out and kind of like comes at his manhood and his job like, bro, you're head of security. So he was probably feeling like, oh, I need to do, like somebody is about to go down for this shit right now. So yeah, he wanted to get down to the bottom of it, which in turn, now Colin, bring your ass back to the house because don't nobody trust you. Brick, get your, nope, I don't want to talk about it. Get your ass over here right now.
Mm-hmm. And again, the whole thing, because remember, he's like, oh, Zenzo was like, oh, that the father, that Baba wants to know what's going on and why these things aren't working and what's going on with the business. Your son got shot and kidnapped.
Right in front of
And your
his child.
grandchild also. Like, you don't care about that? You don't want to talk about that.
Priorities terrible.
The way I wrote fuck Baba down a few times.
No, because he's really not shit at all. So sorry.
I ain't never seen him man before, and he done got on my damn nerves, and I've had enough.
That's why I was just like, okay, sir. Because again, he feels like even though he's not there, the kids are all supposed to be following his lead. And Horace has stepped outside of what he said should be happening with the business. So there that goes. But of course, Zenzo's happy about that because he's like, yay, Baba's talking to me. He called me and talked to me on the phone. And I made phone calls and I think that you're the rat. Of course you're going to say Gray is because you want him out of the way. Because you feel like this is the person that is on Horace's side. So of course you want to get him out the way. Because you already feel like Shamiso already is. You don't want another person, and especially a person that the more conversations you're having about Gray, he's realizing too that, oh, Gray is someone.
Yeah.
He thought in the beginning, like, oh, Gray's just some driver. He's just a driver. But now he's realizing the more conversations he's having with people that Gray isn't just a driver. He wasn't just a driver. And the more Horace has contact with him, he may be able to pull Gray's know-how and resources over to his side. And he doesn't want that either. So, of course, he want to pin it on him. So here he comes, biting on his toothpick or whatever. I don't know. Does he bite on a toothpick in this? But I feel like it's that type of character that would definitely
is
either biting on a chicken foot or or a toothpick. Something. This is when they walk in the room just evil. Just like, here you come with your nonsense.
I wanted Gray to whoop Zep. I can't even get his name out because I just got so mad about it that quick. I wanted him to whoop Zenzo's ass in that back room or garage or whatever the hell they was in. I'm like, who you hitting?
I'm like, okay. But again, that was another moment where he realized, like, oh, because Greg was like, all right. Like, oh, okay. Now he's like, oh, this is a dude that, yeah. Like, oh, okay. And again, he doesn't know how to deal with people who are like that because he doesn't know how to deal with Horace. So he doesn't understand how to deal with someone who strategizes and takes a moment to figure things out before they act. He's used to always up against other reactionary people. So yeah.
This scene, I think, I don't know. You know how in shows when like the main character changes their mind about someone, it gives you the space to kind of see what they see and maybe change your mind about the character. I didn't change my mind about Colin, but Gray trusts that man. Like truly, truly trust him. I don't know. I think maybe one of the times that he asked him, did he have something to do with it, might have been him really like trying to get an answer to the question. But once he gave him an answer, he trusted that answer and really believed him. And he played that shit good.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Colin believed that, oh, like, damn, this man don't trust me no more. Like when he was coming at him in the place.
Yeah.
But after a while, I kind of knew. I'm like, oh no, this is bullshit right now. What's going on?
Yeah.
Because when he started kind of like really getting loud and going off, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is not real.
Yeah. I realized it on Gray's part that it was all pretend, but like you said, on Colin's part, Colin is like, wait a minute, did he
Yeah,
really? Is he setting me up now? Like, what's
right.
happening here? Like, wait a minute. Like, why would he bring me here if he didn't have a plan? Because I don't know which direction the plan is going. But Gray knows who Colin is, so he's
Mm-hmm.
able to use how he knows Colin will react in this situation to his advantage.
Mm-hmm. And I did feel bad for Colin because as much as he acts the way he acts, I do think that Gray is the only person that he can trust and is probably his only friend and is probably his oldest friend. And in that scene, not only did he probably think he's about to die, but he's about to die losing the trust of the only person in the world that he has any kind of decent relationship with. So I was in that scene, I'm like, oh, poor Colin. that my that okay, I felt like that a little bit when he was crying after he saw his brother and his ex.
Mhm.
I felt like that, but I don't feel like that too often with
I'm way more skeptical of Colin. It must be because every time I see Colin, I be like, "You just in shit all the time. Like you always in some shit all the time." Like, that's
always.
why I see Colin. Like every time I see it, it's like that family member that you love them, but at the same time, you like you're always in something. Like you're always starting something. You're always in the middle of something all the time. And what is it this time? Because I'm not letting my guard down because I know you're in something. You're not gonna fool me with your oh I love you, oh we
Mm-hmm.
family. You're not fooling me because you done did this so many times already. What are you up to? So you sad, you crying about your woman left you, whatever, sir. Come on now. That woman should have left you the day when the judge banged the gavel. That should have broke y'all up right
Yeah.
there. So if she was coming to see you at any point in time, putting any money on your books, sending you any letters, any little pictures, accepting your collect phone calls, you got a lot more than you deserve. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
A lot more than you deserve. But okay.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, she probably did go see him for a while because I think Parish had his books and stuff taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
So because I feel like that makes it easier for you to be like, okay, I'll go see him because if you ain't spending money putting it on their books and paying for collect calls and all that crap. So maybe she did for a while try to do it.
Yeah.
But it also depends on what happened between them before he was arrested. And we know what type of person he is. We can see it clear as day.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure it was never peaches and roses in their relationship anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, we're back in the freezer storage area or whatever the hell this is for the restaurant portion of um of the house. Yeah. That was another thing that was sus. They're down there torturing the guy, the Marine, this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And now suddenly Zenzo, you come down there and oh, let me take over it. And now all of a sudden like, yeah, he told me everything.
Right.
Really?
Right.
Really? And we also know too, you torturing somebody, they're gonna tell you whatever the hell you want to hear because they want the pain
Yep.
to stop. They want the pain to stop at that point in time. They don't care what the story is. Like, yeah, I'm with it. So whatever it is, yeah, yeah, it's him. It's that guy right there. That guy. like, okay,
Oh, you think it's that guy? Yep, it is him.
yeah, it's
I
him.
agree.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, you want a
yeah.
name? Here's the name. Here's the name. Let me tell you the name.
Oh, you need another name? Let me make one up. Here you go. Like,
Exactly. Whatever you need to hear, that's what I'm going to say. But and then we know
every,
too with Colin that he cares for Gray, and so therefore he cares, for Rose and Mac and what would happen to them. So, but in that moment, like he's still like worried about himself because he like, they just slit this guy's throat. So, the Gray where he is, so I can get killed too, so he can go back to his family. Like, you don't know. You don't know. Don't know.
All right, let's go back to the Parish household
Mm-hmm.
because
That's what I was gonna say too.
Yeah, because Rose, they are.
I mean, they went off. Okay.
Yeah,
First of all, I was cracking up because she broadcasted that she was on her period.
I'm screaming. That had me.
Just like a mother.
Just like him.
She's
I'm
on
like,
her
but
period. Like, damn, ma, ma, why are you telling this?
like it ended up being perfect for their plan, but also I just feel like it was perfect for if they were really creepy, disgusting assholes. Like, you're not gonna touch her now because she's bleeding. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
But
But,
my heart
but
was beating so
communication
fast.
that Rose is trying to have for Mac with Mac during that whole time.
Yeah.
She's like,
I'm trying to think. Okay, so
listen to me, kid.
she
I'm
takes
going
off.
to try to do something. Like, hey, kid, follow my lead. And Mac is
Right.
like, we can't, mom. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. And when I tell you to run, you run.
Right, because she was like,
Like,
"What?"
what? Mommy, what do you mean? Oh, my God. Like, we live in New Orleans. Like, you don't have no street smarts? Like, come on now.
The way I was like, so they gonna die.
Yeah,
They're gonna die.
because they are not on the same page.
I
Especially
was like,
when the
poor
detective
Parish.
shows up. That cop was
I'm
getting on
like,
my nerves. She just gonna keep knocking on the door. Mrs. Parrish, Mrs. Parrish, Mrs. Parrish, Mrs. Parrish. I was like, if I'm here and I'm purposely ignoring you, I'm not coming to the door because you knocked 15 more times.
and if I'm here and I'm asleep, I'm definitely now not coming to the door because you've pissed me off and woke me
Right.
up.
She just like, Mrs. Parrish, Mrs. Parrish. And again, what was you coming to say? What were you gonna say? Because you weren't looking for my husband. You weren't looking for my son's killer. What are you here for? Why are you here harassing me for? Get away from my door, please. But again,
Like,
that
didn't
was
I
like a
tell
nervous
y'all what I?
time with the damn henchmen because you're like, please don't let these henchmen. That was the time when I was like, oh, the henchmen about to light this house up, and
Yeah,
it's gonna be on from here.
my heart was pounding because I'm like, these women are gonna die, and we're gonna have to watch it, and Paris is gonna have to come home to it, and
Mm.
I just can't do it because, but I don't know, the way it all like played out was pretty smooth actually. It was kind of like perfect timing, like having the guys be separated, having the one not really knowing what's going on while y'all just fuck this guy other guy all the way up down the hallway. Like, yeah, they sorry, I just saw a car pull up. But yeah, I was like so proud of them at the end of that scene, but then also I'm like, oh, Rose is gonna fucking kill Parish.
Hmm.
Now they done had to murder people?
In the house.
In the house.
Now y'all about
What?
to get haunted, and it's bloodstains. It's because this is Louisiana.
I was
Y'all done
like,
had to murder. Your baby had to take part in murder.
crazy. You're like, oh my God. Because, yeah, but you know what? I did appreciate that Rose was like, because you know what normally would happen in a movie or a show? It's like, let's just run away. And then that's how they get
Mm-hmm.
got.
Mm-hmm.
Or they get kidnapped again. Rose was like, baby, you run and I'm going to handle business. I said, do
Mm-hmm.
your thing out there. She said, I'm going to kill this one dude here and then I'm going to go sneak my ass upstairs and pretend that I'm in the other room and stuff, but I'm in there getting that tool off the closet. It's
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
I'm getting
That's
to
why I
work.
like to say, don't think that you're in an impossible situation because to some people, that would have been an impossible situation.
Yeah,
Mhm.
But you
I
have
would
to
have
be
played dead.
willing. Yeah. Like, you don't know the temperament of these men.
Yep.
You don't know what really their instructions were. If we run, kill them. You don't. That could have been.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, But
Mm-hmm.
you got to take a chance, because if those were the instructions, then that means that they could be psychopaths that feel like, well, I could just tell them that they ran and I had to shoot them.
Mm-hmm. To get the job over with. Because that
Mm-hmm.
one that was impatient. It was like, what are we waiting for? What we do? Yeah, no. I don't know what you're willing to do to just to be able to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Because he just left here. How long it take you think it take for him to get into that family's house and to kill that man and possibly get
Right.
back out to be able to call and say, hey, the job is done? He's like, it's been too long.
And I feel
How long
like
it
they
gonna take
all
you to kill
knew,
people?
they all either knew or felt like they knew that Parish wasn't coming home anyway. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
what sign are y'all looking for to know that the job is done if he probably got killed on his way out?
Yeah. Yep.
Just a bunch of stupid henchmen. I wrote that down too. I was like, why hire a bunch of idiots?
But that's what you need for henchmen. It was like there's always goons and henchmen. See, goons are the lowest level. Those are the ones who are real idiots.
Mm.
Henchmen, those are the real idiots. Those are the ones that when the shooting starts, they just run in the door and then they get you're like, you're an idiot. Like, you just ran right in there. Henchmen send them in and then they hide behind and then they come out thinking that they're going to be the one who takes down the person so that they can go to the big boss and say, look, I'm the one who took him down and now you should trust me and make me your right hand man. That's what henchmen want. They want to be the right hand man so bad.
Real bad.
So that's the dude who got kidnapped. Because remember when they had the thing out on the road and he's like, hey guys, the other two, the ones that are watching the wife and the daughter, those are the goons. They're like, I just want to get the job over with. I just want to get the job over
Mm-hmm.
with. The other dude is like, no, we can't go back to Anton. I haven't got the job done. You know, we're gonna do this. Like we can't leave this unsaid. We can't leave this task undone. Hoorah! Stuff. And I was like, that's what you get. That's what you get for being a henchman and a goon.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you get. Like you don't win at the bottom of a pyramid scheme. Like you don't win.
So all that happens, and then my mind went blank. So does Parrish tell Horse that Anton was behind it, or does he figure it out?
Damn, does he?
I can't remember.
I can't remember if he tells him specifically that it's Anton, or if Horace kind of already knew what was going on. Because wait, no, he
Mm-hmm.
does say to him. He does say to him something about his family. Because he does say to him like, "Yo, like I was going to do what I had to do in here for my family. Like I was
Mm-hmm.
going to get my family out. Like that's
Oh,
what's
okay.
going to happen and
Okay.
stuff." So that's when I was like, "Oh, he just going to tell this man that he was going to kill him."
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Yeah, yeah, I was about to kill you, sir, because I'm going to do whatever it is for my family." And I was like, "I respect it. I respect it."
Yep.
Oh, and you know what? We did get a little backstory ish for um from the Tongai family about them escaping Zimbabwe, making their way to South Africa, and their
Mm-hmm.
struggles that they had in that. So it was again another great way to put like some sort of compassion for them or a little bit of understanding as to why they would be a part of human trafficking because in their head they're taking people out of a situation and giving them an opportunity for a better life, even if they have to struggle to get that better life. They think
Mm.
that
Mm-hmm.
ultimately it's better than what you would have had if you had stayed home.
Yeah.
So they're able to use that to kind of like, oh, okay, what we're doing here is bad, but these people would have had absolutely no hope before we came along. So we'll get a little deeper into that when we get to I think that's episode 5 when they talk about that a little bit more, or is it in
Mm-hmm. I think it
6?
is.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think it is. It's all running together.
yeah.
So okay. I remember these two sequences. The one being Horace is apparently magically healed enough to go start shit with Anton and his little and
Mm-hmm.
his little thing that he having.
He's like, oh, you having a ball? I'm going to the ball.
I'm going. Let's go crash because what?
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
It was a boss ass move though. I'm not even gonna front. It was
It
like a boss
really
ass.
was, yeah, truly. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, horse. Can't be mad at it.
Mm-hmm. It was like in the meantime, Greg's going home to find his family. Then had to do the work. Had to put the work in while he wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Again, yeah, he was lucky because the fact that when the phone got answered, that's what it was. When the phone got answered, and it was Rose on the phone. So then he knew like that they were okay, but she had clearly done something to be able to survive. And that's when he's just like, yeah, my family's safe now, but I was absolutely about to kill you, horse. So
Right.
like I was absolutely about to kill you. Cause yeah, I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do for my family. That's just what it is. Like, hey, like so now you need to go figure out what's going on with your family, and you need to go figure out what's going on with your business. Because I done had enough of this. Because I don't want no parts of this. I didn't want no parts of this
Mm-hmm.
from the jump. But yeah, so we get the flash to Shepard walking in to the gala. I'm here.
What up, Anton?
He's like, oh, you wanted to take my head? He was like, you wanted to take my head? Oh, here it is. Now what's up?
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Take it
oh,
now.
yeah. I was like, that's old me. It was like, I love a good pressing. I love a
Yeah,
good pressing.
with a
I
hole in his
love
chest, he did
you
a
talking
G
slick,
move. Yeah.
and then they don't think you gonna come right up to them. Oh, I love it. I love it. It makes me giddy. So yeah, comes right up into the gala, and yeah, he was like,
That's
"You
kind of
wanted,
where they leave us, right?
yeah." Now
Yeah.
sitting on that one.
Is it a cliffhanger every week?
I
Right.
don't remember.
Because 3 definitely was, and now 4 definitely is.
Yeah, 'cause two shit. Two was two.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Oh yeah, 2 was.
Oh yeah, and 4, 5 is also. I had to look at my notes real quick. I was like, "Oh yeah, it
They love a cliffhanger. I'm not mad at them.
Yeah,
is."
Parish keeping us on the edge of our seats for another 6 weeks. Well, thank you for tuning in and listening to us. We will very quickly be turning around episodes 5 and 6 for you guys. We will also be rolling out some more Interview with the Vampire because we have to very quickly get prepared for the season 2 premiere. But yes,
Less
thank
than a
you
week,
all.
probably, by the time you see this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Y'all are gonna see this like tomorrow. um, um, so yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say because I know that we're gonna be like recording immediately again.
Yeah.
Prepare to hear lots more of Noir and Nerdy.
Yeah. So yeah,
Bye.
we want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in.
Right.
Sorry for the little hiatus we had. Because it just exhaustion getting a new plan of action together. Technical difficulties, just everything was just like scheduling. Everything was just fighting us. But we appreciate everybody who's been here with us. Anyone who's new coming in, who's interested in Parish, we're gonna have new content. So we're gonna be like Kera said, we're gonna go back into Interview with the Vampire season 1, continue that. We're gonna obviously go into season 2 of that. We're going to do season 1 of Daryl Dixon to lead into season 2 of that. Coming fall, over the summer we're going to be going over from season 1 and 2
Yes.
and to prepare for season 3 of that in the fall. We don't have a date yet, but that's going to start in fall, and we're not sure when Found is going to start for season 2. if it'll be a
Mm-hmm.
fall release or a mid-season, mid-winter premiere. But we'll be doing that also, and there'll be some other shows and movies that we'll put in there to help fill in spaces also. So if there's anything that you guys would like covered, feel free to put that into the messages, hit us up, and also like, subscribe, follow, do all the things. You know, all the things. Do all the things, but also send it to people that you know. Send it to anyone you know who would be interested in this content and from hearing from voices like ours.
Mm-hmm.
So we just want to thank you guys for being here with us.
But big
And if
thank
you're
you.
looking for us on the socials, I am Connie Dixon for life, LYF. And Twitter doesn't have enough characters for LYFE, so it's just LYF, Connie Dixon for life. But everywhere else, it's going to be Connie Dixon for life with the E at the end. We have Joyful First,
So
username
JOI,
everywhere, right?
Right,
yeah,
username everywhere.
JOIFULL, the number one ST. That's my fanfic name. That's me on Twitter. And I have an Instagram page, but I don't really go on there like that. So I don't want you to go there and then you're like, you're not even here. Like, I'm sorry. Like, but it's also my Tumblr also, but I really post on there mostly about my fanfics. So any of my fanfic readers, like, hey, shout out to y'all. Thanks for the reviews. Bah, 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 bah.
When I get my next break from school, I will be starting my new Donnie fanfic.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't.
um, it might be a double fic because I feel like I just have to write about Rashawn right now.
Oh,
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes.
now you're about to dip your toes in.
And we cannot forget Colt's
Oh,
Katana.
right. It's spelled the regular way. No extra characters on Twitter, and the same on Instagram. But unfortunately, like Joy, I am not there much. But I'm trying to be more active there. But I'm on Twitter almost more than I should be. So, oh, and then also, please don't forget our blog's Twitter, Noir_Nerdy, because that is where we are also active every day, and we do a lot of analyzation tweets and things like that. And you will see what we're posting, what shows we're covering, live tweeting of the shows that are currently airing, such as tomorrow night. We'll be live tweeting Parish, so definitely check us out there. I'm sorry, not tomorrow night, Sunday night. Sorry.
Um, and we have a Facebook page, Noir and Nerdy. We have an Instagram, Noir and Nerdy page. And of course, we have our blog page that will be up and jumping once again very, very soon. We're
Yes.
going to have our analysis of season 1 of Parish that's going to go up this week. And we will have a season 1 analysis of Interview with the Vampire and Daryl Dixon. And then after that, you'll more than likely get weekly reviews with Interview and Daryl like we did with Tao.
Yeah.
Sorry, these cars are so loud. It's very distracting.
No, it's okay.
But yeah, I think that's it. All the socials, like, share, comment, recommend shows, movies. We are looking for Native American characters, Black African characters, really underrepresented people
Yeah.
is what we would love to shine a light on.
Yeah.
But thank you for joining us. We are so excited to see everyone at camp soon and hang out with all of you all summer as we go over these fantastic shows that are coming up. So we will catch you all next time.
Bye.
Bye.